manual handling. Lifting repeatedly heavy load. Somebody is, let's take for example, you see these people, bricklaying guys working on site, or people working in a warehouse shifting box. So you have to carry the box from one place, you put on top of the trolley, or you put on top of the truck or the forklift. So picking from right to left, like you pick from here, you drop here, you pick from here, you drop here. That is called repetitive action. Okay. But when this thing is heavy, you cannot stand straight to pick it up. So some people just bend down, they just pick it and drop, pick it and drop. At the end of the day, they start having pains at their back, at their waist. These pains are called musculoskeletal disorder, which means your muscle and skeleton is mixed together. Musculoskeletal disorder, which means your muscle is tired and it's now affecting your bones. So now you are starting to have work-related upper limb disorder, means the cause of this pain you are having is your workplace. And the next one, who might be harmed and how? Most of us, we do one simple mistake. We just write workers engaged in moving of materials on site can be affected by waist pain due to poor posture. One thing you should understand is that you are a professional. You have to speak like a professional. You have to behave like a professional. So how are we going to achieve that? You expatiate, mason, plumbers, bricklayers, welders, people working around that place. You see welders carrying heavy metal, or this their welding machine is very heavy without wheelbarrow. Labours giving bricks from ground to someone working at an height of about 1.8 meter, going down, picking up like this. Let's assume this is the brick is down, you pick it up, you give to the person up again, you pick like this. Those people, you see somebody using wheelbarrow without hand gloves, and they have to push for a long period of time, they go from one place to another. This kind of people are the ones we are talking about, without enough rest break. And when this happen is mostly when uh, the clients or the main contractors are pressurizing the company that we gave you 6 months to complete this project and you guys are not meeting up. You see, everybody will start rushing. They just, and when they are rushing, they forget about safety, because all they just want is complete the work. They don't care if anything, they tell you no problem, there is medical team available for you if anything happens to anybody. Just make sure this work does not stop, because we have to complete this project within this period of time. This is when all these kind of things happen. So who are those people that are going to be harmed? The masons, the plumbers, the bricklayers, or labor using wheelbarrow during lifting. This, it shows you are specific. This you just generalized everybody. I'm not saying it's not good, but it's not specific enough. Why we are saying this is because the mason, the plumbers, the bricklayers, they are specific workers on the site doing the work, okay? But when you generalize the worker, we have people who control documents. They are not lifting anything except the work do paperwork. We have security guards at the gates that are controlling the entry and exit of people. All they just come out with is their logbook to check in time and who come in. So these kind of people are also workers on the site, but they are not prone to manual handling. So you've understand what happened now. Then how will they be harmed when they are lifting building materials for long period of time? Not just long period of time without enough rest break, because they are trying to meet up with their targets. And the next is, what exactly are you already doing? What exactly are you already doing means, as I told you before, what you are doing immediately. Immediately. Okay? So what are you doing immediately? Immediately you find them carrying heavy load, you break down this into smaller quantity. You see, let's assume this is the full load. We will break this one down. You call this one another person pick. You call this one another person pick. You see, it will be easier to carry than carrying the whole load at the same time. And job rotation should be practiced to reduce the effect of manual handling. You see, if let's assume you cannot stop the work immediately, all you just need to do is, okay, if there are labors, you just tell, okay, those of you that are lifting bricks that are given to people working above 1.8 meters, please, you can go and rest now. After you come back, you don't need to resume here. Go to where they are mixing the concrete, okay? You just put water or you do housekeeping. Then you bring those people working from there to where they will be lifting of loads. You understand? So more manpower should be provided when manual handling cannot be avoided. This happens most especially for those of you that are writing about loading and unloading of materials. You see, some people are so negligent to the extent that they will bring a full container and only one driver will be available and only one guy to offload these items that are inside. Or what is the problem? All in the sense that they don't want to pay much money. But you are forgetting that you are killing this worker because you will have to go up, climb, bring this down. The driver also will collect. They have to arrange all these things they have to put in place. They have to provide more manpower. Then during manual handling activities, PPE such as glove, you know what PPE is, right? Personal protective equipment. And personal protective equipment determines, it starts from gloves, coveralls, safety boot, safety helmet, and safety vest for those working on site. If you are writing about another type of company, maybe there is an ice block company, you don't need what they call safety helmet most of the time. What you need is, an hat that will cover your ear because of the cold. You need uh, hand gloves, but the hand gloves must be, water resistant hand glove. And your safety boot has to have enough grip because that place will be slippery. You understand? So all these kind of things. And some sites you need, if you are working at height, you need safety harness. So all these things you have to understand what exactly you need on that site. That is what you will include. So everything you have to be specific. Then provision of adequate rest break for all workers involved in manual handling activities. In UAE during summertime, most workers go for break from 12:30 to 3:30, which is 3 hours break they get if they are working 8 to 10 hours. So this is a very good practice everyone can follow. If you know you don't have that much, you can make them work 1 hour, get 30 minutes break. Work 1 hour, get 30 minutes break. When it's like this, it will be easier to refresh the energy because when you work for 1 hour or 2 hours, then you go 30 minutes break. It will be easy for you to refresh for your body. Then after that, training on manual handling. Training on manual handling about understanding the risk and hazard associated. You see, this is where some of us make mistake as well. We put this training here that we train all workers about manual handling risk and activity. It's not possible when the job is going on, then you tell everybody, hey Habibi, hello my friend, everybody stop the work, come, I want to make training for you. It's not possible. This is not realistic. Yes, you can do it, but you forgot that you are having a time scale that you guys are supposed to complete that project. What you are going to do after you've seen them, which is a further control measure. This one you cannot just do immediately. So you have to take your time. When are you going to train these people? So the best thing is to train them every 2 weeks, which means they'll be getting two training in a month. So training on manual handling about understanding the risk and hazard associated with manual handling. So when they are doing this, then there will be a supervisor who will monitor this manual handling activity. This one also, most of us do mistakes. We put here supervisor to monitor manual handling activity. It's not possible. You know why? There are lots of works or activities going on site. The supervisor job is to ensure that everybody is doing their job. So all you just need to do is you put somebody who will, if you are going to use it as what you're already doing, you nominate somebody who will be going around to check if people are adhering to safety. Okay, this is what you are supposed to do. And when you talk of mechanization of manual handling operation, mechanization means using mechanical using mechanical aid. You see, when you are using mechanical aids, it will be easy. Normally, instead of them to lift blocks by hand like this, there's a trolley. There's a trolley with hydraulic. The hydraulic will lift the load. Then all they just need to do is push till they get to where they are going. Okay. Then lifting appliances means you have a pulley. If you are supposed to lift something up, all you just need to do is hang it with a belt. Then you drag the chain or you press the remote, then it takes it up. Or sometimes you use hoist. On the hoist, you put your item, then it lifts up. And one of the further control measures that is very important is this: medical checkup to monitor the effect of manual handling on all workers if manual handling cannot be avoided. If you know the kind of job you are doing requires manual handling, most especially loading and unloading of container, loading and unloading of bricks, loading and unloading of different items, welding items, plumbing items, and so on and so forth. You have to get a general doctor, maybe quarterly of the month, maybe every 6 months. They have to check all these workers, tell them, okay, breathe in, breathe out, leave this, leave that, hold, they check their grip, their hand grip. Maybe there's problem with the way they grip items, or maybe there is an injury, internal injury that they don't even know about. They feel ache or pain, sharp pain, all these kind of things they are supposed to check. And the time scale, most of us, our time scale are not realistic. Yes, I'm talking to you. Your time scale is not realistic. You know why? You want to do training for somebody, but you put 1 day. How is it possible? People are already working. You find something not right that is going on the work site, right? Is it possible you just stop all the work, you tell everybody to come, you want to make training for this? It's not possible. If you say in 1 week, if you say in 2 days, you know why it's not possible in 2 days? Everybody wants to work, and you have to prepare your training material, you have to prepare your document. How are you going to prepare all that? You have to sleep also. You cannot cheat nature. You see, all these things you have to understand. So if you say in 1 week, okay, or in 2 weeks, any of these two you can use. Okay? You can train your workers 4 times in a month. Maybe immediately before they start the new week, you tell them, okay, these are the things we did last week. I found this mistake, found this mistake. This is a picture of you going up without safety harness. This is, this is the mistake you did when you are lifting this kind of box. You are going to injure yourself. There was noise at this place. You are not supposed to go there without your ear plug or ear defender. You did not go there with it. So you can review which will be the training you do to them at the beginning of the week. And mind you, we make another mistake. Toolbox talk is not for a safety officer. Toolbox talk is for the foreman who is in charge of the labours working on a specific duty. He will explain to them, okay, this is what we are supposed to do, this is the hazard we are going to find when doing this work. So you have to understand all these kind of things, okay? You see here, medical checkup 6 months. Mechanization, why is mechanization 1 month? It's because you cannot use your salary to buy a machine for your company. Even if you are that rich, you cannot use your salary to buy a machine for your company. It has to go through process. You have to inform your, line manager. Let's say you are the safety officer. You have to inform the safety manager. Safety manager will combine, okay, what are other things you need? Then it's going to transfer it to the project manager. Then from the project manager will send it to the accounts department. Then the accounts department will check, okay, they will find the price of various type. Okay, which one do you feel is going to be okay and will be okay for what you want to do in the company? Then when it's been approved by the general manager, because they have to know what exactly they are using on site, because there is money, they pay them money, and you cannot do something outside the budget of the company, except they tell you to do it and bring the receipt. So when you meet them, it has been approved. That time they will buy, then present it to you on site. And all these things does not take 1 or 2 days. So you understand how time scale works now. Supervising is a daily activity because everything everybody is doing, you have to monitor it. Now, who are the people responsible for this job title? Responsible person for job title. This job title they are talking about is not from this one. It's from all your further control measure. You see, responsible person for all these things. The project supervisor has to ensure that training is being given to everyone. Number two, supervisors should monitor manual handling. Because he's the project supervisor, he has also his team of supervisors. Okay, you supervise the welding team, you supervise the housekeeping, all these things. Every day he has to get reports. Then number four means medical checkup of all the workers working with him. So he has to be aware that, yeah, after 3 months or after 6 months, we have to, um, you have to test our workers. Now, safety officer, as an HSC officer, what's your job? You have to give the training. That's number one. Which is number one? Number two here means supervisor should monitor manual handling. You have to know who is that person or the responsible person that will monitor that place. Okay, number three means mechanization of manual handling operation. You've seen all these things they are doing that, okay, the best solution is to bring mechanical aid. So you must be aware of when they are submitting the reports on what they need and what not to. And medical checkup also, you have to be sure, you have to have your record of who are those people that have done the medical checkup to know if they are still fit to do those kind of lifting activity or manual handling activity. Okay. Then as the project manager, you cannot be giving people training. You cannot be, following supervisors and so on. Okay. So all you just need to do is mechanize manual handling operation because they are going to bring the quotation to you. You have to meet with the main contractor to ensure that, or the owner of your company, to ensure that this machinery are provided to ensure your job is going fine. And the medical checkup is being done to ensure your workforce are giving you good output. Because when your workers are sick, there will be very less productivity. But when they are well okay and they are fit to work, your job is going to be going fast. So you understand